Alright. So you decided to learn the Truspin Topsoul on coping. That's a wise choice, good sir, because the Truspin Topsoul is one of the most stylish, if not the most stylish trick in aggressive inline skating. So to learn the Truspin Topsoul, the Truspin Topsoul in coping is a fairly intermediate trick, and to be able to do it, you should have a couple of prerequisites down pat. You should have a nice, sweet, solid, consistent backside grind on coping, and you should have a fairly consistent, confident of locking Truspin Truspin Topsoul on at least a practice rail, a round practice rail, because coping is just a round practice rail on the edge of a ramp. So you need to have both of these confident and consistent in your trick vocabulary before you attempt a true topsoul on coping. So the basis of learning every grind is always to first practice it as a stall, get it consistent as a stall before you start adding angle and speed, some slight angle and speed to it, so that you grind a little bit, and then you start adding more and more speed, more and more angle before you find the optimum speed and optimum angle in order to do a sweet ass grind. So let's get to it. Alrighty. So find a nice, friendly P-rail round, then try and do a backside on it. Alright, so once you got that nice and solid, you're going to want to try and throw a couple of true topsouls. Lava. So rollerblading is pretty sweet in the sense that progression is pretty linear. Once you got the basics down, it's all very easy to progress. It's just basically turning one foot 90 degrees or 180 degrees, and then you got a whole different other trick. And it's a bit of subtle differences that you have to take note of, but by and large, it's really just rotating one foot or the other a few degrees. And if you can't get one trick, you just have to bring it back to the previous trick which you got down, regression, practice that a bit more time before you try it again. Right, so the true topsoul is a progression of the backside grind, and you just have to turn the forward foot 90 degrees, lean out towards the ramp. You're going to want to aim for a 45-degree angle of the coping. Lock the back foot, lock the front foot, and press down, lean into the ramp. Alright, so first find your smallest, gentlest quarter pipe in your skate park. This is about 4 feet, pretty soft and gentle and beginner. And then with learning every grind, you're going to want to learn to stall first, so throw a couple of backside stalls on it. You're going to want to get that 45-degree lean. Alright, so once you got the backside stalls nice and consistent, assuming you are leading with your right foot, like I am, alright? If I'm going up, I'm stalling like this. Now try doing a backside stall, but you lock the back foot first, like the left leg. Lock the left leg first and then come down with the right foot. So instead of coming down with both feet, I usually do, lock the back foot and come down with the right foot. Let the right leg go above coping way higher than when it usually does. Now try and do a Truspin topsoul on the coping using the same technique. Lock the back leg, put the topsoul down onto the coping. It's gonna be pretty scary at first. But you're gonna lock the back foot and then you're gonna tend to miss. You're gonna put it too far in and then you're gonna slip in. That's okay. You just have to get used to aiming for the 45-degree angle. That's where you want to lock your top side sole space. Alright, get it nice and consistent with the muscle memory on which part of the coping to lock at. Then you're going to want to pressure down on the outside of your foot. This will make sure that your momentum from coming into the ram is counted, so that you don't lock and then you come up on top of the flat, but instead you grind the coping and then you drop back in. Yeah, so try a couple of Truspin topsoul stalls. Make sure you really know where to lock the coping, and then you can lock with both feet. Take note of how the angle at which my body is facing outwards. Alright, so if you've got the stalls consistent, you're now ready to try going at a bit of an angle and at a slow speed. Yeah, go ahead. I'm going to assume that you guys know how to carve. Alright, carving just means carving the quarter pipe. Alright, so if you know how to carve, you should know that the greater your arc, okay, the sharper your arc, the wider your carve is going to be, the longer and faster your grind is going to be when you hit a coping. Whereas if you do a sharply angled arc, right, hit here, you're only going to go a short way before you come back down. So if you do a sharp arc, you're going to go a short way and come back down. While if you go for a long arc, you're going to go for a long grind before you come back down. Do a bunch of short backside grinds. Make sure you get a nice angle of lock to the coping. And after that, you can try throwing and locking your first shot through topsouls. So remember, lock the back foot first, let the front foot come down, and then press down and drop back into the ram. If you are locking but you're coming back up onto the flat, you're not pressing down on the outside blade of your foot enough. If you're having trouble locking on the coping, you're not focusing on the 45 degrees and you're not leaning far into the ramp enough. Alright, true topsouls are stylish but they're also quite scary. You have to lean outside more than your body, your human instinct tells you to. So make sure you lean outwards. That's what the stalls are for. If you can't get it, regress back to the stalls, practice the stalls more until you're confident. Okay, fuck me. It's noon and it's like 33 degrees Celsius. Oof. So if you feel nice and confident with if you're short true topsouls, go for a wider arc, wider carve. Just really slide it, go back down. And that's it for the true topsoul on coping. Hope it helped. Let me know what video I should do next in the comments. And stay spicy.